Yeah, so in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit these. These are the pawl springs, so these are HUB561, that's the part number. So they're like a heavier version of the Pro 5 pawl spring. If you've already got these in your Freehub, then I guess this video isn't really that applicable for you. What happened with my one is I started to notice like brown water coming out of the Freehub, and when I stripped it, it started to rust. So basically I changed the pawls for my EMTB Freehub pawls, which was still brand new, and I found it sounded a lot better. But what I've done now is I've put the old pawls back in just for the sake of this video. You can just pull this end cap off, or you should be able to. And then to get the Freehub off, you just kind of grab it and twist whilst pulling at the same time. And then you should have this whole unit come off. The only tool that you actually really need, we can get that in the shot roughly, is a little flat end just to get under this little clip here. And then once you're underneath that, you can remove that. If you want, just remove this little labyrinth seal as well. We don't really need that, it's in the way. And then to get the pawls off, I just stick this little flat end underneath them and then push up. And then that's the pawls being removed. I'm imagining the GoPro is probably focusing on this, but yeah. And in order to get the springs out, you can just put that flat in there and just pull them up, and just do that for all of them. Yes, as you hopefully can see there, that's the original pawl, and that's the one where I guess you could call upgrade into. So the original one has this cutout in the middle, so the actual pawl itself is less springy, and these ones are a bit more aggressive. So when we fit these ones, you're going to get more drag on the Freehub. So when you're kind of freewheeling, there's going to be more drag. So let's say you had two bikes in the air and you span the rear tyre, the Freehub with these pawls inside is going to slow down and come to a stop quicker because of the more friction and the more drag. But yeah, they're very, very easy to fit. So we're going to grab that, turn that around so it's like that, if you can see that. There we go. And we're just going to actually squeeze the end and push it into the gap. And there's that. And you grab your Freehub pawl, and then it's got like a little lip on it. That lip goes in the facing the bearing basically. It doesn't stick out. We're just going to pop that on top. Sometimes, there we go. And that's much heavier, more aggressive return on there, and just do that for the rest of them. Yeah, so once you've got all six of them in, don't forget to put your little retaining clip back on. You should just be able to get that on with your hand. I do like to give it a little push in a few areas with a little flat end, just to make sure it's seated correctly. That looks cool. I don't really want it lined up with a paw, I don't know why, so I'm just going to move it so it's in line with that bit there. Probably not the end of the world. The other thing that I should have said is that in here there is a washer, and just make sure that doesn't come out. On my one it's actually stuck in there. And the other thing as well is I did have grease in here and it started to clog up quite badly because of the water ingress. So I'm actually going to run this with some pawl oil. I don't have the pawl oil at the moment, but I have got it on order. So for the purpose of this video, it's just been run as a dry system. Get that camera back there. In order to get this in, you're going to push that onto the axle, and then you notice that the pawls actually get in the way and they don't allow you to, try and zoom in a bit more. Not much, is it? They don't allow you to push the Freehub in, so you just want to grab some of the pawls and press them, flatten them off a little bit, and then you can kind of go around and that pops on. You can probably hear it's a bit louder already. Take your green labyrinth seal. This one's got a bit of grease on the rear. If the black cap doesn't fit on it properly, it means you've got it on backwards. So yeah, the black cap, so you know it goes on that way. Where are we at? There we go. So if you take your black cap and it fits on nicely, that's the way it's going to slide on. These should just slot in place. I've seen some people like really attack them with screwdrivers and stuff, and I'm like, please don't do that. They just kind of, it just clicks in place, and then you take your extra seal and that just slots over the front. Make sure that's pushed on nicely. These black seals, they don't really sit on there that well. You can pull that off probably if you get your nail behind there, you'll be able to slide that off. Get your little end cap, and there you go, you're sorted. So, little sound test. GoPro, poor audio on the GoPro, but this is what it's going to sound like. You could do a little slow kind of movement.